Hey everybody, Alan Bananas at Large. We're back with legendary Joe Satriani here.
Hi, Alan.
Looking through a fishbowl lens, nonetheless. And I thought I'd introduce the prototype of the, I forgot what we call it, Y2K guitar?
Y2K
right?
Crystal Planet.
Crystal Planet, that was
Yeah.
it. Guitar. Now, if my history is correct, this is actually a Junji made guitar.
Yes. We started this idea of trying to make a Crystal Planet guitar to go with the album. And it can be a problem because you have to make decisions about what do you do with stuff that normally you would hide. And then the weight is really substantial. It feels like a 73 Les Paul or something like that.
It's got some girth to it, yeah.
But this was so cool. When I saw this, I just couldn't believe how cool it was. I love the way it's got the clear knobs here. I love seeing the pickups like that. I mean, you never see that. And I have to point out, I don't know if folks can see this here, but there are earplugs that are squished into the corner here.
Oh yeah.
Now this has to do with the fact that the way I used to set up the guitars and the amps, I'd be using a Boss DS1 into a Marshall 6100. There's a ton of low end and a ton of gain. And very often these pickups would pick up on those frequencies and they start vibrating. So waxing wasn't enough, the pickup. So we would stuff foam or earplugs in there to stop them from vibrating when I was getting feedback close to the cabinet, things like that. And it allowed me to keep the gain up and still play melodies that sounded kind of sweet. And so they're still in there.
That's pretty
what
cool.
Those are.
Used earplugs.
Yes.
Just, no,
But
the DNA you might be able to salvage.
They would have been new. Mike Manning would have put them in there for every performance, and adjusted them.
So the prototype, actually, you took this out.
Yes, yeah. This is
okay.
the only one that I had for years. And and it wasn't complete. Like we hadn't figured out on what we were going to do with the fretboard and the fret markers. That's why the board is a bit interesting looking. It's a lighter kind of rosewood. I think it was they were experimenting with a different source of Indian rosewood. But everything else about the guitar is like the JS model of that period. It's 22 frets. It's got the two humbuckers. This one's got the low pro edge on here,
right?
Which is really cool. I think it goes with the sort of the modern look of the guitar.
And does this one have LEDs?
No,
this one doesn't. Okay.
I wasn't really into that because I found that I prefer just to get lit rather than sometimes LEDs can be kind of blinding.
Right.
And
changing stage lights against the LED would change the light itself.
Yes,
so,
yeah. So, and I maybe I was superstitious of putting more stuff in the neck. I wanted a piece of wood.
Yeah.
That's what I really play. The left hand just plays the wood. So, yeah. So that's a one of a kind, but it is a guitar that, like the chrome guitars, there's a lot of cleaning that goes on.
Yes.
all the time.
Yes, I'll clean your fingerprints off before I put it back.
But it really is beautiful. It's a thing of beauty, and it sounds just like a JS. We were talking about that before. How you'd think some of these different body products would really change the sound a lot, but it really depends on the kind of music that you're playing.
Right.
So if you're playing with gain and you're up loud, it's really the pickups and your fingers that are making
I
a lot
was
of
just going to
sound.
say it's a lot from you, my friend. So yeah. Now they did a short production run.
They did, yeah.
I remember it was pretty limited, but so that was done. I think that was the Japanese Prestige factory that did those.
I think so.
So this is the only literally custom shop handmade.
Yes.
I actually got some notes from Junji about his time with it, and it's such an unusual thing because he usually just oversees. It's rare to have him actually build something. Yeah.
And all these guitars actually, the Chicken Food guitars, and this one, everything that I've ever brought in for you to sell to some lucky customer has the guitars have all been worked on by Gary Brower. So he always flex them. He sets them up exactly the way I like him to play. And this one, I believe, probably still has 9s at 440 on it. Yeah. It should be like a game show, right?
Right?
Guess the gauge and the tuning.
Very cool.
It's a really cool guitar.
Look for these at bananas.com/Satriani. That guy's available for you today. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.